Hi guys, this is Zach from visionswell.com here with another video. Today we're taking a look at my one bag travel minimalist medicine kit that I bring on every trip that I go on. So let's first take a look at the bag itself. The bag itself is a CLC tool pouch. These come in a 3-set. This is the black, smaller one that is a very thick, rough canvas material that's very durable. There's nothing particularly special about the outside of the bag, except it has a pretty nice CLC zipper here. I don't think it's YKK, but that doesn't really matter in this case, as well as a little clip on the side where if you had internal attachment points, you could attach it to the inside of a bag to help keep it secured or organized, or you could attach it to the outside of a bag, on a keychain, whatever you want to do. So what's the point of a travel medicine kit? For me, anywhere that I'm traveling to, especially by air or anywhere that I'm going, usually has pharmacies or hospitals nearby. So if I was ever in a traumatic accident or I needed serious medical care, there would be places to go where I could get help. However, when I'm on an airplane or I'm constrained to being on a bus trip or in a car for a long period of time, the point of this bag is to be quick access to things you might need immediately just to make your trip more comfortable or save you if you get into certain common medical emergencies or ailments that could easily be relieved by over-the-counter medication. If you have a traumatic injury, you definitely need a bigger kit than this, but I would suggest just calling the EMTs or going to a hospital and figuring out what next to do in that situation. What we're dealing with here is just a pouch of common over-the-counter medical items that you may need in a pinch to help you out, to make you feel better, to get you to your destination so that you don't have to worry, and if you need more medical care, you can get it upon arrival. But this will definitely hold you over in a pinch. Let's see what's inside. The first item I have, and most of these items are carried in these little silicone pill pouches that I purchased on Amazon. They're really great, reusable, washable. They have a little slide zipper and they're clear so you can see all the contents inside. What I've gotten here is pretty obvious from the shot, but there's a few Dayquil pills in case I needed some kind of nasal decongestant or I was feeling sick or had the cold or something. Those are really helpful. I also have 3 Ricola dual action throat lozenges because it's always good to have cough drops just in case you have a sore throat or you need something to suck on in order to feel a little bit better. At the bottom of the bag are some Benadryl pills that are really useful to have, again, for congestion, if you have an allergic reaction, anything like that, or even if you just need to go to sleep on a long flight. So this is a great first step. Next up, we just have another one of these pill pouches filled with some Tums. They're antacids, so if you have heartburn, they're really great. It's also technically a calcium supplement, but I just use them if I have heartburn and I've eaten something acidic or spicy and I'm feeling really uncomfortable with heartburn and I need just some quick relief. Next up, these are just non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, or NSAIDs, and these are just your common everyday painkiller medications. So I've got a bunch of ibuprofen and a bunch of Tylenol in case I get a headache or I have sore muscles or some kind of soreness that requires me to have a little bit of pain relief. I like to keep this variety because these drugs are not contraindicated, so you can take them together. I usually take 2 ibuprofen and 2 Tylenol together, and it solves any headache or minor pains that I may have. Next up, I've got, tied with a rubber band, a couple assorted bandages. These are just Band-Aids, so almost like a boo-boo kit. It's not going to save you in an emergency, but it's good if you get some minor cuts or scrapes. So around the outside, I have one of these larger bandages. Then I have a couple regular size Band-Aids, a little bit smaller of a Band-Aid, and then a really tiny Band-Aid if it was just a minor paper cut or something small that you needed to cover up. These have come in handy a lot when I've been on the road in case, you're just like bleeding, you pick a scab, something on a flight where you just need a quick Band-Aid, and it can protect you until you can get somewhere to clean out the wound and apply some antibiotic ointment or anything like that. And then a rubber band is always helpful to have, and it has a variety of uses, both medical and non-medical. Then I just have a little tiny plastic bag that has a pair of black nitrile gloves, non-latex, as well as a towelette that has antiseptic properties. So these two things combined are really nice because if you need to clean a wound and it's been in a dirty environment, or you just need to disinfect something, you have gloves and an antiseptic wipe to wipe it down. Also, the gloves are helpful in case you just need to touch something nasty, some kind of, someone threw up, or you had some kind of trash that you needed to throw out, or something that you really didn't want to touch. You have these gloves on hand just to protect yourself. Next, I just have a simple tube of chapstick. Chapstick is always helpful to have because if you have chapped lips, it can really relieve you. I get chapped lips a lot on flights, so this is really helpful to have. It keeps your lips moist. In a pinch, it could also be used to kind of like cover up a wound as a protective barrier. That's not the primary use case, but it can be used for that in a pinch. So definitely always have chapstick on hand. Next, this is a Heroes earplug case. I use it to hold multiple things just because it's a nice hard case, things won't get crushed inside, and it's made out of hard plastic and it doesn't take up that much room, and it also still fits the earplugs. So I have earplugs in case you're in a noisy place and you want to get some sleep. If you go to a concert, these are the type of Heroes where you can still hear a little bit. So if you want to protect your ears while you're at a very loud concert, great to have. I also have this little EDC pair of tweezers that's super small that I found on Amazon. They're titanium, they're super tiny, they take up no space, they have a lot of gripping force, and they're great if you have something like splinters or you just need to get at something small that you can't get a grip on. So always important to have these. And then just a pair of nail clippers. The nail clippers have multiple uses. Obviously you can use them to trim your fingernails or toenails, but they're also really good if you need to cut cordage real quick and you can't bring a pair of scissors. They can be used to clip off zip ties. It's like a spare pair of scissors that's really small that you can keep with you, and it's TSA approved. So those three things live in here and they fit perfectly. Then my last pouch is just some stomach medication. So I have some Pepto-Bismol tablets. If you have, nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea, like the commercial says, you can take these Pepto-Bismol tablets and they really help. And then if you have a more serious case of diarrhea, you can keep these diarrhea pills, which are Imodium, and they're great to have on hand. They're really helpful if your stomach is super upset, if you have the bubble guts and you just really need something to hold you over for a flight or on a bus or in a car or somewhere where you can't get to a bathroom easily. This is something that is an absolute must in everyone's medicine kit. And that's all that's in here. Like I said earlier, this is not a kit that is going to save lives necessarily, but it's more of something to relieve a little bit of tension when you're not feeling well on the road. It covers most common ailments. It barely takes up any space. You can throw it in a sling bag. You can throw it in, your backpack. You can throw it in your luggage, carry it in your purse, whatever you may need. It's something that's incredibly necessary in my travels, and especially with one bag travel, minimalist travel, I try to pare down to just the essentials. And this is the kit that has served me well, and I use absolutely everything in this bag at some point or another. So I would suggest you create a kit that's similar to this. If you have any questions or suggestions, or want to talk about your own personal medicine kit, or if I forgot anything that you think is absolutely necessary, then please leave a comment below. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.